How's it going, everyone? My name is True Wonder Dog, and today we're here to have an extended look at Jax because you requested it. And even though I haven't spent that much time playing Jax at all, I can already tell you what makes him really good. The guy has great pressure with attacks that lunge forward, he's got command grabs and some true 50-50s as well, so the guy is just great at assaulting you. He also has some good crushing blows and arguably one of the best fatal blows in the entire game. So without any further ado, let's have a look at this character, starting off with his universal attacks. Let's see these short hops. Oh, that's a good overhead. Look at that range. Ooh, slightly above average. And the kick seems fine too. They're both pretty darn good short hops. Look at that invisible hitbox. That's some good stuff right there. What about the throws? Here's the forward throw. Ooh, okay. Perfect whiff punishing distance. Not bad. Not as close as Garrus, but still pretty good range. What about this back throw? Pretty much the exact same distance. Good for a jump in, or once again, many of his lunging attacks. How about these crouching attacks though? Down 3? Ooh, pretty decent range. Down 4? Oh wow, look at that. Look at that down 4. Look how low he gets too, really good. How about the sweep? Okay, he does not low profile on his own sweeps, so he is vulnerable. Doesn't lower his hitbox, but he has this. Crouching 1-2. Really good stuff. Look at that. Who else has this? Only Jax to my knowledge. Really cool stuff. And look at that. The more he beats you up, the more damage he gets, and as he heats up, he gets access to new special moves too. This character is just so much fun. As he beats you up, he gets rewarded even more. What a great concept. How about this uppercut? Oh, once again, the invisible hitbox. It strikes again. And I imagine the hitbox above him is also quite good as well. How about these jumping attacks? Jumping 1, fairly decent. A little bit meaty too. Jumping 2, okay, that's his air to air. And aside from looking very goofy, I imagine it does serve its purpose. So both jump ins, pretty darn good for the punches. And the kick. That's a pretty good kick. It's not quite Baraka's kick, but it's okay, and his jump isn't too floaty. It's a bit floatier than some, but certainly not as bad as some characters like Katana. It's a pretty darn good jump. And real quick, I wanted to discuss a few key normals that he has. So first up, we have his head slammer, back 2. Very quick overhead. And some strings do leave the opponent on the ground for a long amount of time, so as they're getting up, you can actually charge this. And if you charge it all the way, you get a crushing blow that also starts off combos. And that was pretty quick charge too. It's reactable to be sure, but I swear, even at high level, I see this hit. Even at combo breaker, this thing was landing. It's a really good normal, and it's a very useful crushing blow as well. Just a very good move. And then we have his gurney. His gurney has really good range, and it's also +1. So it's a great tool for just getting in there, get that frame advantage. It's a mid, so they can't even duck under it. Outside of jumping, they have to respect this move, and if they block it, you're at plus frames. And Jax with plus frames is one of the scariest characters in the entire game. So both these normals, really good. But next up, let's go ahead and check out his attack strings. Okay, so right off the bat, we have +1 for a mid. That's really good. I love plus frames. Even if you finish it only -2, not half bad. Let's go ahead and take note of that one instead. His crouching string. This string seems really good. Oddly enough though, the first 2 hits don't seem to combo, and also it's only -6, so not too bad. This one, also crushing blows. What's the requirement? If the arms are fully heated up. That's honestly not too hard to do. Though a lot of the time, once they're fully heated up, you want to use those projectiles he has because they're actually really good. And then we have this one. Whoa, really punishable. Super duper punishable. Have to look at that one later on. Standing strong, huh? Also a crushing blow? My goodness, and once again, all that's required is fully heated up. So Jax has very reliable crushing blows. Just one more thing that makes him really good. Gotta say, I really do love how a lot of these strings have throw buttons in them. I don't know why, I just kinda like that for me personally. Once again, fully heated up, so being heated up not only gives you new special moves, but every crushing blow also opens up to you. What a nice quirk. And last but not least, we have this one, which is +9? It is a high attack though, so you could duck it, but still, +9, wow. Alright, so here we go, a lot of stuff here. Active duty. Got a sneaky overhead in there, I love that. Also pushes the opponent very far towards the corner, and these first 2 hits are also plus on block. So if they block just these first 2, you can down 1 into throw, all sorts of pressure, stuff like that. So very good string. And then we have the crouching string. Oddly enough, does not combo. Doesn't combo into special moves either, though it can special cancel, so that's very interesting. I'm sure there is purpose for it that I'll discover later on, but kind of fascinating to take note of how it doesn't combo on its own. And then we have Major Force. What's this? Oh, that's the string that I see all the time that just hurts really, really bad and just constantly catches people. And it crushing blows when I'm heated up. Look at all that damage too. You can't combo after it, but sadly enough, that's a good thing in this game. The crushing blows that you can't drop out of are really, really good. Look at all that guaranteed damage once I landed. Oh my gosh, you can't escape it. You can't escape it. What a good string. Now you do want to hit confirm it, but still, what a good string. My goodness, get in line. Okay, that's his low, and that's why it works. So you have a low at the end, or you have an overhead that crushing blows, so you have a Garrus situation. In fact, the second hit is a mid, so you're forced to block what comes next. That's nuts, so just keep doing this. The opponent's afraid of this, then once you're heated up. Oh, now to be fair, it's only a Garrus mix-up when you're heated up, but I'm heating up pretty darn quick. So he has a 50-50, what is this nonsense? This one too. I see this one land all the time as well. And is it the exact same situation? Is it seriously? It's a mid-low or a mid-overhead, and when you're heated up, the overhead leads to a crushing blow. Oh my goodness, and what's the damage on it? Oh my god, it's still 30%. Look at that. Oh my gosh, not quite 30%, but that's crazy. So he has two different situations that's a 50-50, and once he's heated up, you have the threat, that looming threat of the overhead that will beat your health bar into submission. Wow. That's really, really good. I think I love Jax. I think I love you, Jax. I didn't want you to find out this way, but I think I love you. Okay, this string. I can't repeat that on YouTube. We're just gonna say sleep, little doggy. Yeah, sleep, little doggy. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and call that. It switches sides. I love that. So, it's a low. Can I combo into my command grab? I can't. I can't special cancel that second hit. That's a bit of a shame, but I can still go ahead and do that. Oh, so that's good. And if you want to be crazy, hit him from that first hit, I suppose. It's risky, but you can do it. What about here? We have two mids that once again lead to that overhead. I swear, NetherRealm loves that animation. It's the same for all three of these moves, isn't it? It's this one, or this one. And it's the same animation, or at least very similar. And once again, it crushing blows, doesn't it? Right? I think it does. Let me see. It does. Look at that. Oh my god. Now granted, I'm pretty sure it's only in this variation build, but still, tournament variation or ranked online, you have access to these three crushing blows. So all three of these strings have the potential to actually crushing blow, but once you do it for one of those strings, the other two can't crushing blow anymore. But that's okay, that's a lot better. I thought for sure he had a bunch of different crushing blows, but it turns out no, only one time do you get that crushing blow, but still, look at all that damage. That's really good. Could you imagine if you had access to all of them? That would just be insane. And this follow-up, whoa, get out of here. Knocks them so darn far away. Seems okay, but the first hit honestly is a lot better. It staggers them on hit, and on block it's +1. I think you're better off just not finishing it. Though if they do block this follow-up, you're at like +9 or something crazy like that. What's it like on block though? How close are they? If they're not close, then it's not going to be worth it. Oh yeah, they're right in your face, so you can just do whatever you want. You're at 9 frames advantage there. That's crazy. Do whatever you want. If you've trained them to stand up because you have so many darn overheads and they're just tired of getting their face punched in by overheads, they will stand up and respect this, and now you're at +9. So that could be good, but the first hit has no risk and it's at +1, so it's still really, really good, plus fantastic range. Just an all-around good move, so these strings are fantastic. Now thankfully, that crushing blow only happens once, so it's not too bad. And you also have access to this one, so if you're a Jax main, don't be afraid, you still have 2 crushing blows that are very, very likely to happen in a match. What a good character, he has 50-50s, but they don't lead to full combos, they just get the knockdown, and once a match you get a crushing blow. That honestly sounds pretty fair as far as 50-50s go, at least in Mortal Kombat. So next up, let's check out these special moves, because I'm very curious about these. Oh my god, that's a ton of special moves. Let's go ahead and get started. So first up we have Gotcha Grab, which believe it or not, as you can see, is not a real grab. You actually can block it, unlike Quad Grab, which is actually a command grab. This first one, Gotcha Grab, is actually what's known as an attack throw, which means you can combo into it, but it is blockable, despite the name. However, once you do combo into this bad boy, there's a lot of fun stuff you can do. Press 1, you just punch him in the face, over and over and over again, and get heated up. If you press 2, you walk forward a bit. Awesome. Or you just knock him down at the end. If you press 3, you switch sides. You can just keep doing that. Fantastic stuff, right? You can do it twice if you want. And then if you press 4, you throw them. But if they're near the corner, they actually don't get a wake-up attack because you deny it by throwing them into the wall. So that's really cool stuff. I still recall that all the way back during the Kombat cast. So you can do a lot of stuff in this. You can punch them, walk with them, flip them, and then throw them into the wall if you want to. There's a lot of cool stuff you can actually do there. Now you can't meter burn it, and you also don't get a crushing blow for doing each one. That's what the quad grab is actually for. Now this move actually is unblockable and has a bunch of different follow-ups, and fun fact, on the very first throw, you can actually choose to throw them behind you, so that's really darn cool. If you want to, you can switch sides on that first hit. You just gotta do it right away. Have to hold back immediately during the animation. That way you switch sides, and I do mean right away. That way you switch sides. You see me keep missing it, but hey, it's my first time ever touching this character. Now the cool thing is, you actually do have a chain throw here. You can do 2 throws by default, or all 4 if you want to spend that cheddar. Spend all 2 of your offensive bars. So if you want the extra damage that can't actually be broken, then you can go for it, and it's a good idea if it does win the match. And then if you do each of these follow-ups at the last possible second, you'll get your crushing blow for some pretty good damage. And it's honestly not that tough to do, though it does take some practice. And then we have Stiff Armed, the classic, though it does look different in this game than in classic Mortal Kombat titles, and I can enhance it, but only on the way in. Pretty darn good still though, and as you can see, it's actually a throw now. Pretty crazy stuff, goes from being a mid to a throw if I enhance it. Now they could duck under it, they can neutral duck it in that situation. So it does have a risk kind of reward going on, not to mention you knock the opponent pretty far away, so if they're not in the corner it might not be the best option, but you can do that. Not to mention this move actually does crushing blow on counter hit or as a whiff punish. However, it does have to be the second hit, which makes it a bit less likely. You have to intentionally whiff that first hit by how you space it, so it's still quite possible, you just have to space it a bit better. And next up we have Thumper. This move is thankfully very straightforward. It's a mid-hitting projectile, it's a bit slower on startup, but still fast enough to get the job done, and then if you enhance it, you get a second one. Now it doesn't combo, instead, it's nice enough to wait for the opponent to get up and fire a second time. So it's still really good, and if the opponent likes to jump, you have Up Thumper to call him out. And yes, you can also enhance that, but it fires a second one at the ground it looks like. Can I keep it upward? I can, so if I hold up, it keeps firing upward. That's nice, but otherwise by default when I enhance it, it actually fires a regular Thumper. That's cool. So you catch them out of the air and the second one keeps them honest as they're getting up. I like that. It's honestly a pretty straightforward special move, does decent damage, keeps them honest, fairly good projectile, I like it. And then we have Heat Missile. Now this projectile is only possible if I'm heated up, though it doesn't take very much to actually get there. So now I'm already heated up, and I have 3 different projectiles here. Now they are high attacks, but they're a lot faster than Thumper on startup, and they do almost as much damage, so they're still pretty darn good. And I can also enhance them too. And if I do enhance them and then do a 6-hit combo, the enhanced version actually crushing blows. So it also has that going for it as well. And then we have Heating Up. Not too much to say about this special move, it just lets you manually heat your arms up a bit faster if you want to. And then if you amplify it, you're about halfway there, amplify again, and you're all the way heated up. So now, all the missiles you want, and they don't even cost any meter to actually amplify them. It just requires a different button. You do back forward 3 and then 4, you get 2 missiles, second one is a mid, doesn't cost you any meter. Now, most of the time, I don't think you have to anymore, since Jax did get a bit better before the game finally launched. Since the Combat Pack heats up very quickly, I'm already fully heated up, so I don't see a reason to actually spend the cheddar on this, but if you want to, you definitely can. And then we have Burning Hammer. I love this move. So this move is an anti-air, though there are ways to combo into it, even if it's just as simple as that. And you can amplify it, what happens then? Oh, look at that style! Look at all that damage too, 24% for 2 moves! So either way, you're pretty far away. Not the best thing for Jax, but man, that damage is just so much fun. Not to mention if the opponent just loves to jump, keep him honest, catch him with this move, take him down to the ground. That's pretty darn awesome, and I do believe he has ways to combo into it as well, so just an all-around fun move. He doesn't really need it, but I just love that he has it. It looks so darn cool and does crazy damage too. And next up we have Ground Pound. Is this move full screen? I've always wondered. Yes it is, and it's a low. You enhance it, it hits twice, and you get that knockdown, plus 15%. Not too darn bad for a character who is meant to be in your face. He's still pretty good from a distance, and yes, since it hits low, you do now have 50/50s. Now, is it reactable offline against a good player? Certainly, but online against someone who doesn't know about it? It kind of does look like an overhead at the start since he swings high over his head. I could see us tricking a few people online. It seems pretty darn scary. And then if you enhance it, you get the extra damage, so this move is just oppressive. It also works if you just knock the opponent down and you're at frame advantage. You can use this to actually pressure them, because they have to block it as they get up or even get caught by it as they're getting up. A lot of people aren't expecting it. Even at high level, this move is really, really good. It works from full screen, it's a low, up close, it's a mix-up, enhance it, you get the knockdown, and even on chip, it's still pretty darn good. It's an overall very good move. And then we have Air Burning Hammer. So it's pretty much the exact same as the regular Burning Hammer, only it's an air-to-air. So if I'm in the air and they also jump, I can say, no, the skies are mine, why you jumping? I'm Jax. Can I enhance it? Yeah, and it's the exact same. So it's pretty much the exact same as the regular Burning Hammer, only it's when you're in the air, so something very nice to have. So that's about it for his special moves in this variation, as well as his default moves as well. Overall, I'd say Jax has more than enough tools, don't you think? I mean, maybe it's just me, but that seems like just about the right amount. I honestly still don't get why Jax good. Not sure what people are talking about. But let's go ahead and look at his second variation next. Alright, so this first move looks a little bit complicated. Duck and weave. Alright, so he ducks under high attacks, I imagine, with that first one. And that second hit is a mid. Good stuff. If we amplify it, what do we get? Let's mash here. Oh, it's an uppercut. Can I jump there? Nah, I never get my jump combos, but it still seems really good. You can do stuff like this and follow up. How did that miss? Oh wait, he doesn't have the ground and pound anymore. I gotta do something else instead. Oh no, I gotta find a different way to end my combos. Does he have, he doesn't have the air command grab anymore. No, how do I end the combos? But the point is, he does have a combo starter this way. That's pretty sick. Can that actually combo too? It can. It can totally combo, so he does have a metered way to extend combos now. That's pretty darn cool, I like that. That means his heat missiles are gonna be a bit easier to crushing blow with. His combos get a bit longer, I like that. And then he can do ragdolling. Oh, it's a throw. Seriously, or is that a low? It's a low, oh my gosh, that's cool. Now it's not a mix-up since otherwise it's a mid. So they're gonna be crouch blocking anyway, but that's still pretty darn good that he has that. That's crazy. That's awesome, I love that. The animation's just great. I like that a lot. And then we have axe handle. Okay, never mind. It is a mix-up. He has the overhead right then and there. Or he can cancel it and then attack out of it. Oh my gosh, seriously? I can just go full Mike Tyson, peekaboo style. That's awesome. I can just stay down here. What are you gonna do, throw me? Yup. And then I can cancel it. That's crazy. This seems like a fun variation. I don't see it as much, but it still seems like fun. You have the overhead for the stagger. You have the throw, which is low, and then knocks them down. That's pretty cool, or if you amplify it, you get a combo. That's just great. I like that a lot, actually. This seems like a fun variation. I'd love to experiment a bit more with this one. That seems like fun. So next up, we have the Briggs Barricade. This looks to work on projectiles, yep. And I heat up while doing it, and then if I enhance, I heat up a bit quicker. So this could be nice against zoners because you may have to work in passive projectiles, but as you're getting in and closing that gap, you can heat up. And once you heat up, you have those crazy damaging combos you can do, or you have your own projectiles, right? And this projectile can also crushing blow, so you're also working towards your own crushing blow. So that's pretty darn cool. And then we have ripped. Oh my god, the furthest reaching overhead I've ever seen! Oh my gosh, and if I enhance it at the combo starter, for real, can I follow that up? I'm not sure. It seems like I can, but the timing looks a bit strict. Yes, I can. I can follow it up. It's just a bit weird timing. Can I combo into it? Oh my god, I can. Okay, this variation is amazing. I don't see it nearly as much at tournaments, I imagine because the crushing blow fear isn't there. None of these really crushing blow, but my goodness. Still seems really, really darn good. Look at this thing. I love this variation. It's great for combos. That seems like fun. Now you do lose access to his crazy overhead. So this overhead is gone. That overhead's gone. This overhead's gone. So all the overheads are gone. So that's one thing. He doesn't have the mix-up 50-50s anymore, at least not right off the bat. But he does still have comboable 50-50s. That's still pretty darn crazy. Does he have the low? I mean, he still has this. So you could do this instead. That's still a 50-50, it just costs the bars. I don't know. I think this variation people are sleeping on. It still seems just fine to me. I like this variation. You might live and die by the mix-up, but it still seems like a lot of fun, especially those combos. But please let me know your thoughts on Jax in the comments down below. He seems like a lot of fun to me, but how do you feel about him? Please let me know down below in the comments. And while you're down there, please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It really does help my channel out a ton. And finally, why not keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell? That way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.